What is up, guys, gals, and all you awesome minions and gamers of different shapes and sizes? It is me, Josh, aka the Proxy, and as you can see here, we are playing some more Valkyrie on the PlayStation 4 via the PSVR headset today. Remember to drop a like if you ultimately enjoy this video, and why not subscribe to see even more Valkyrie in the future, along with other PSVR videos, because I'm going to be covering this headset to death. I am in love with it, it's such a justified purchase, and all the games have been so fun so far. I have not come across a bad one yet, but if I do, I will be letting you know. So, today we're playing on a brand new mode. This is called Carrier Assault, and this is what I mentioned in the last video as probably my favorite mode because I really love those epic conquest kind of matches. We're also trying to fight a heavy fighter there. Remember, there are different classes of fighter that you can actually pick from and unlock, and I think that's really cool that there is actually progression in this game. A lot of people kind of complain there's a little bit of a grind to it, but personally, if you do really well in the games, then you don't really experience that, which is really cool because so far I've been doing loads of kick-ass kind of like maneuvers and like takedowns and stuff on enemy ships and things, and it's this thing where if you're doing well in the game, then the game will reward you. If you die a lot, then the game's not really going to reward you, because it kind of has this thing where it has challenges in the game. So like, kind of like how you'd have like a daily challenge, it would say kill 7 ships or something. The game challenges you in that kind of instance, and so you actually have to do well to gain the XP bonuses, to gain all the crafting bonuses, which is an unusual thing. You may be thinking, wait a minute, there's crafting in this game? Now, the crafting isn't as big as you might think it is. The crafting is actually kind of like, how to explain it? So you have different types of ship classes, as I mentioned. You actually have 4. You have the fighter, you have a heavy, you have a support, and then you have something called the legendary, which I have not come across yet. The legendary seems to be very rare ships, and I think you have to be at a certain level to actually unlock them, or they're going to bring them out as kind of like community DLC or something. I'm not too sure, because I have actually seen footage of the legendary ships, but not actually being able to acquire one yet. But I really want to get one, because obviously that means I can be a boss, I can be the hero that people look up to, the inspiration. But you can actually get these ships, and the main point is that each ship comes with a bunch of upgrade slots. Now, these are very specific upgrade slots. You can't mix and match or anything like that. You're kind of working towards like picking your favorite ship and then allowing you to upgrade them. And so what I'm able to do with, say, the Dominator, which I love using, which is my brand new ship, which I've used for 2 videos now, is basically it's got less speed than the last fighter I used in the story mode, but it comes with armor-piercing rounds along with a little bit more armor, which is kind of cool. So the starter ship is actually one of the fastest ships in the game that you can have. So it's a thing where even though the starter ship is obviously the default starter ship, and you might think, oh, I want to replace it and get something else, like instantly, it's actually really good for outmaneuvering opponents. So it's this thing where even though you might be giving up like 1 point of damage, you're actually gaining a point of speed, which I think is fantastic. I mean, it's that thing where you can always go back to other ships if you want to. You don't have to feel like you're just being locked in trying to upgrade to the top tier, because I looked on the ship selection, and actually some of the top tier is actually weaker than, say, the Dominator, which I'm using here, which is the second ship, and I'm kind of attached to the Dominator now. I think it's really good. I really appreciate those armor-piercing rounds for the heavy craft, because you may have noticed at the start, it was taking a while to take it down, but that's because I overheated my cannons. I have this thing where I like to hold down the trigger and feel like I'm Rambo. Like, I'm gonna learn, don't worry, I will get better at this. But we do kick so much ass. Now, as mentioned, we are playing Carrier Assault. When it comes to Carrier Assault, it kind of reminds me of Battlefield 2142. So the way that Battlefield 2142, that was right, it's such a really weird mouthful of a title for a name. And obviously as well, I hope that the world does become like that in 2142. I mean, obviously I'll be dead, or maybe I will actually live forever, I'm not too sure. Maybe the prophecy is real. But in Carrier Assault, and even in, say, Battlefield 2142's kind of conquest, I think it was called like Titan Rush or something. Basically, you have 2 teams, as you can see here, and you also have these giant carriers. Now, our carrier is actually under defensive mode at the moment, which means that the enemy team have actually taken down the shield, and we now have to defend its key points from being attacked by the enemy team. It means that there's this massive flak fire, as you can see here. Look at these flak cannons. It's so awesome that the actual capital ship can look after itself, while also getting my teammates to back me up, and also me firing missiles and trying to defend the ship myself. I actually just crashed into a pipe there. Hopefully I don't have to pay for that. But the really awesome thing is, kind of like in Battlefield, where you have these 2 giant Titan cruisers that both teams have to fight over, you have to actually attack the enemy team by actually controlling points around the map, and that allows you to then lower the enemy shield and take it down. Now, with that as well, you may notice on the bottom left, with the little blue hologram of the carrier ship that is ours, that there is actually a time limit. That means that the enemy team, I think, have around 1 minute and 50 seconds. It may be just 2 minutes bang on, I'm not too sure. But they have a time limit to try and take down all of those key point structures. As you saw there, we went past them. They all have like health limits, like 100% and stuff. You have to defend those. That one there was 95%. Someone tickled that one a little bit on the tummy. We have to make sure that nobody touched that again. But the shield's gone up. Look, the time limit has actually gone down, so it's back to taking those control points and fighting over them and seeing if we can take down the enemy cruiser. So it's this really epic thing of like a tug of war. I love games that give you a tug of war. Look at all those explosions. That's amazing. I love that there's flak fire and everything. There's this thing as well where it feels a little bit kind of like Star Wars. I mentioned this in the last video as well, where you may remember in the New Hope film, which is the first one with the whole Death Star, you know, when Luke Skywalker goes down in the trenches and stuff. Sadly, there's no Luke Skywalker in this, but it makes you feel like you are in, say, like an X-Wing fighter, because there is that immersion to where you're in the cockpit, you're able to fire at these key points on a capital cruiser, and it makes you actually feel like you're in like a movie. I mean, it's just like flying through explosions and stuff, as you can see here. It's just so cool and so immersive. It's that thing of like just this intense combat. Now I'm trying to take down that drone there, but not realizing that it's actually on my team. It was actually kind of like crossed in the lines of the enemy's drone, because obviously the drones like leave this little like red or blue laser depending on the team that you're on, and that actually like signifies that it's actually capturing one of the points. You have to actually drop these drones to capture the points, which I think is really cool. So it's kind of like a fire and forget in a sense. You can drop your drone and then you can fly off to try and take down the enemy drones that may try and like be taking down that kind of capture point as well. And it means that you don't have to kind of like hover around, which is kind of cool. I kind of appreciate that. Now the enemy team have actually taken down our shields again, so we're back on defensive mode. The carrier is actually looking after itself pretty well, which is pretty good and thankful. But we only have 1 minute and 9 left on the shield, so we have to make sure that it is not going to be taken down. A dude is trying to sneak into the inside of the ship here, but it seems that that's actually our docking bay. So he's actually picked the wrong place. You can actually go inside the carrier ship, which is kind of cool, and there are some actually key like cores that you need to take down to blow up the carrier ship itself. Now in this match here, we do pretty well at damaging the enemy ship, so don't worry, this is not a loss. We're actually going to whoop some serious ass today. I mean, that's what we're all about, right? We're getting some immense killage, which is fantastic. You can see there, I think that there is like the key core components. You need to try and look after all these bits here, but the enemy team can actually fly around inside here and try and take down those cores for themselves, but we don't want that to happen. We want to try and make sure that it's nice and spick and span. You know, we're pretty much space janitors floating around protecting and cleaning our company ship, because that's what Evil Line was all about. It was all about like corporations in space, and you had like fighters and you could make your own corporations, and it was so confusing. Like I remember trying it for about 3 or 4 months and I kind of left it because it took so much time to play it, but this is definitely in my avenue. I love space combat. I love it to death. But I'd love to know your opinion about it in the comment section below. What do you think to it? I would love to know. Look as everybody on my team focus fires on this one dude that's left at the carrier. That's epic. And now we must take down those control points. Now the thankful thing is that my team have been done really well at defending my own carrier, which is fantastic. The enemy team attempted twice to take down our carrier, but it did not work out for them. They must have taken at least 1 core, but not enough. No. So this time we're going to go on the assault. It's time to work together, to unite as a legion, as a unit, to actually overcome this evil. I think they're evil. Maybe we're the bad guys. Are we the bad guys? I don't know. But we're going to do our best. So you drop down our drone, as you may notice when I turn around. There it is, look. And that's actually going to be taking over that capture point very, very slowly. The teammates on my side do actually have to try and drop their own drones as well to actually back that up. But the enemy team are also dropping their own drones. It's this thing where you're kind of doing, again, like a tug of war over the capture points. So you want to try and take down the enemy drones while also dispatching your own. And that's how it kind of works. So it is kind of tense, this thing where you're dropping down your drones and then enemy player might actually sneak in and then like drop their own drone and you're having to get distracted and trying to find that, and they might actually sneak attack you and kill you like a giant space ninja, which is obviously really annoying. But we're doing really well today. We're doing some serious murder on the enemy team. Like, I'm kicking some serious ass. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the actual final score limit is. We haven't actually died yet either, which is very surprising, because generally you will get at least 1 death. And the deaths in this game are really immersive as well. Like, when you actually die, well, say you're actually leading to your death, you may notice that my ship itself has cracks on the actual glass, which is so cool. So it's this thing where if your shields get taken down and the enemy players start shooting you up, you'll start to see damage on your screen and stuff. And as you saw on the first video, and even in like the first multiplayer video that I did, the actual screen itself like breaks, and you end up freezing up as you do in subspace, where your body just kind of like freezes over like an ice cube, and you actually experience interspace death, which I think is kind of cool that they added that kind of immersion as well, where you see yourself die, but also see yourself reborn again as a clone, because remember, EVE Online is all about clones and things as well. Now, there is actually a plane going overhead with my microphone, which is kind of annoying, so we're just going to go through it. We're going to try and save face, as we would generally say. Now, we are actually fighting a support class ship here, and it's actually doing a lot of damage to me. The support class ships are able to take down enemy shields, along with being able to drop down spider mines, and those are so creepy. Like, the first time I experienced one, they ended up climbing on my cockpit, and they actually like start to like chip away at yours. Oh, there we go, we're dead. We actually finally got a death nearly at the end of the match, so it was a pretty admirable feat that I was able to survive for nearly 10 minutes. But I think it's cool that you end up kind of going into this kind of like rebirth. As you can see, all these clones preparing to go back into their spaceships, going to go back into our Dominator. You do actually get loadouts, so you can actually switch to other carrier classes if you unlock them. But we're going to go back out there, and I love this. You fly out as well. I think that's really badass too. Now, the enemy team have actually had their shields low. Is going to use a warp gate here. Both teams have a warp gate on carrier assault to make sure they can get to the enemy team's base as fast as possible, and now it's time to do some damage. Now, my team haven't really done much, so it's time for me to try and take over. So we've taken one core down, going for another one. Remember, there are a lot of cores, but it's all about kind of lowering their amount of core capacity instead and trying to keep yours up a bit more higher. So it's kind of like having like a bar, like a token bar in a sense. So they all have like, each carrier has like an overall amount of health, and it's all about kind of like dropping that overall amount of health for you to win. And I think in this one we do pretty well. Like, there's only 7 seconds left on the enemy team's shield, and so, oh, I'm able to do another look. That one was really close. Can I take another one down before that second? And there we go. The shields are going back up, but we were able to destroy one of the cores as well before it went as well. And so if we look just at the behind, as you may notice, that carrier is on fire. I'm actually getting shot a lot by the carrier itself. I'm going to try and make it this warp gate before I am getting blown up. Can I make it in time? No! I get warped out of there as I die. That must feel really weird, having that G-force kind of get thrown at your face, but we were able to secure a victory. As you can see on the bottom left there, our blue carrier shields is at pretty much high, all the health for the core, and the enemy teams was pretty much halfway, so we were able to gain victory there. Boom shakalaka, baby. That was really awesome, really fun. But I'd love to know your opinion in the comments section below. What did you think to carry assault on EVE Valkyrie? I would love to know. And also, what did we get there as kills? So we got 2 deaths and around 18 kills. 18 kills! That was amazing. What a kill streak. Fantastic. But remember to drop a like if you enjoy this video ultimately, and why not subscribe to see even more EVE Valkyrie content in the future. It's been me, Josh, aka Noir Proxy, bringing you some EVE Valkyrie, and I will see you all next time. Ciao for now.